Hello everyone, it's Jason from PFAM5. So happy to be joining you once again. Going on a little solo hike at one of my North Florida favorite state parks. Well, it's actually one of my favorite trails in general. It's the Dune Ridge Trail at Little Talbot Island. It's about 3.5 miles. It's a big loop. Starts off, well, you can go either way, clockwise or counterclockwise. You can either start on the beach or you can start in the dune foresty area. But either way, it's a fun trail. So first thing I'm gonna do is use the restroom, but then we'll go see what we see. It is about mid-May and it's about to warm up for the summer. Not gonna be doing a whole lot of hiking. So, it's gonna be mainly beach activities and maybe find a water park or two to enjoy. But maybe one last good hike before it warms up. And then we maybe resume maybe September, October. We'll get back on the trail. But who knows? We'll see what happens. And I'll see y'all in a minute. All right, just left the little restroom. Nice facilities. As you can see behind me, got a little vending machine. Get you something to drink. And restroom's nice. You can kind of go by the beach right there. Nice little beach area, a lot of fishing and different activities you can do there. But actually, if you go that way and hang a left, I want to say probably about a mile, you should hit the other section of the trail. So that's actually where we're going to come out as, back there. I was going to do something a little different today. I was actually going to start on this side, but the way the sun is positioned, it's like I'm just staring straight at the sun. So I'm actually just going to go what we normally do, and that's start the Dune Ridge Trail up by the front of the state park. So if you ever come out to Little Talbot Island, it's a phenomenal trail. It's one of my favorites. Just the variety of being in the little, I don't know, call it the maritime forest or not. I'm not sure if that's exactly what we'll get up here and I'll show you. But we've done this trail several times on our channel as a family. It's probably the first time I've done it by myself. But like I said, it's about 78 degrees right now. And it's gonna get hot today. It's gonna get hot. It's really, we've had some record heat waves. It's not even summertime and we're already nearing 100-degree weather. So that's not saying anything good for the summer that's coming up. So if you know me, I'm just not big on heat. Don't care for the hot weather. I like the nice fall, winter weather when it comes to going for walks. So we will see what happens. But we've already paid, parked and everything like that, but what we're doing is we're walking up towards the front of the park. We're going to hit the trailhead for the Dune Ridge Trail. But right now we're walking in the bike lane. But just wanted to do this little video, catch up with everyone, and let's enjoy some nature. Got my bug spray because I'm sure the bugs are going to be out. All right, we are approaching the trailhead. And if you haven't seen our previous videos or not familiar with Little Talbot State Park, I'll show you what it looks like. Like I said, I like this. It's not a flat trail, so it makes it a little more exciting. But as you see, that's you should call that like Heckscher Drive out there, the main road. But when you're looking, you got your coming in, there's your park entrance down there. You stop at the ranger station, make your payment. But this is where the trail starts. It's going to come out on the beach. So you can spend about 2 miles in this dune foresty area. And I want to show you something. I'll show you the trail itself. It's the Dune Ridge Trail. Let's see here. So we should be right there. Yeah, just walk this little bike lane to stop right here. So that's where we're at. And we'll go all the way out here. And then we're gonna walk the beach. And then come back to the parking lot area. I'm parked over here. All in all, about 3.5 miles. Let's see. Actually, it says 4 miles there. So that's, I guess that's a more like 4 miles. But it's fun. Like I said, it's one of my favorite trails. Now, we've had one time where we didn't enjoy it, is because we came ill prepared for the monsoon of sand gnats. Well, today I'm prepared. And there have been times where we've come out here and there's no gnats whatsoever. Like, it just depends on, I guess, how warm it is, whatever, you know, the conditions for the bugs. But yeah, so there was one time we didn't enjoy it, but for the most part, love this trail. So I wanted to show you that we're going to start off on this little dune area, a little sandy, but I don't want you to think that's what this trail is like. We're only going to be on this little dune section for a minute. Now, we will get back to another dune section towards the end of it, before we access the beach. But this little piece right here, this is just short and temporary, so don't be discouraged. That's not what this whole trail is. Once we pass this little brief section, we will not see this type of obstacle until we get closer to the beach. So we're about to ascend on, like I mentioned, it's not a flat trail, so give you a little bit of feeling like you're somewhere else. You see, it's still a little bit of sand, but it's more hard packed, so you're not walking on mushy sand. So I don't know how well the camera does it justice, but it's kind of pretty view when you're coming down this hill and seeing this right up here. It's just pretty. And then, yeah, there's quite the ascension here, but it's hard. The camera doesn't really do this justice, but it's kind of cool. We'll see. We'll get up at the top of this little hill here and look back down to see what that looks like. So let's see. Yeah, you can kind of see it on camera, but it's cool. It's cool. A lot of the trail is like this, so it's a lot of ups and downs. Makes it a little more challenging, a little more fun, a little more of a workout. And if you start on this section of the trail, then you're rewarded with the beach. Of course, you can always start on the beach section as well. It's however you choose to do it. So far, bugs aren't terrible. A lot of little cobwebs or spider webs keep running into, but for the most part, for almost 80 degrees, it's really not bad conditions at all. Again, have your bug spray. Now, the one thing I didn't account for were like the little yellow flies or horse flies. So far, I haven't had any on the trail, but before I got on the trail, when I was on the little paved bike trail or bike lane, I did have one of those horse flies or yellow flies come at me then. And I didn't bring anything necessarily to prevent those. So hopefully I won't have that issue. Now, once I get out on the beach, that will not be an issue. It's just a matter of will we survive the trail before they come after me? So I don't know, but I think there's things that you can get, but the traditional regular bug spray is not going to stop those biting flies. So I do think they do have things on the market out there now that are good for flies, but it feels like you got to get a different spray for everything. Like we have a different type of spray for the sand gnats, and then I sprayed the base of my feet for, and pants leg for ticks to make sure, I always do that bare minimum. Doesn't even matter what time of year you're hiking. I don't care if it's cold or not. I always spray the base of my feet and my pants leg for ticks, and then, but then regular mosquito or sand gnat spray for anything else. But then you also have to worry about the flies, the biting flies, which you have to find something totally different for that. So if you know of anything, let us know in the comments. But so far, just enjoying it. Seeing it's really not bad. I mean, the shade on this trail is definitely helpful. The shade is very, very helpful. Nice little bench area. Probably would not recommend it today. You will sit there and be a buffet for the bugs, but you want to keep moving on days like today. Regardless of having bug spray, I just feel like you want to keep moving. Like I said, once we get out to the beach and have that ocean breeze, and we're just not going to have a problem with the bugs, but just want to keep moving on the trail today. So if you've made it this far in the video, give us a like, leave a comment down below. If you're a day oneer, if you've been with the channel since day one, or just about day one since we started back in 2020 as a family hiking channel, we're beginners at best. We just, around the pandemic time, I guess I should say, I decided that we should get outside and do some nature trails, and we started doing that as a family. So we started the channel. It was mainly nature trails for first year or two. Try to do a couple little fun things, family things, sprinkled in periodically. And then now where we're at today, where we don't get to hike as much as I'd like, although I'm trying to fix that, get back on track with that. We are wanting to move forward as a family channel, promoting family, faith, and fun, where you just may see a little bit of everything, or maybe we're not necessarily, one day maybe we'll be a daily vlog, I don't know. But at this point, we're just looking at, what if we do a nature trail, or we go to the zoo, or go to a theme park, or, run through the drive-through and get a cup of coffee and tell you what it tastes like, and try something different from a fast food place, or, just fun family things mixed with some nature trails, mixed with some Bible readings, some, we want to encourage you with the word, because when we put our trust in Jesus, well, he's the way. So if we can encourage other people to follow that way, then I feel like we can give our channel, and it can be all for God's glory. But I'll show you this little tree here. We've taken photos here many times. I hear the bugs, so I'm gonna keep moving, but it's a pretty cool tree. Kids like to stand on there. We always end up taking photos there. But yeah, it's pretty bad on the bugs, but I mean, they're not bothering me as much. I sprayed up before I got on the trail. Glad I did. So I would, unless I'm not gonna say I recommend it during the summertime. So, of course you can come out and enjoy the beach part of it, but unless you're brave and you are immune to sand gnats and all other types of biting insects, probably wouldn't be on this trail in the summertime. That's just me. That is just me. Tell you what, they're swarming, but maybe they're being deterred by my bug spray, so I don't think I'm, well, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it'd be a lot worse if I didn't have it on. I feel like it would be. Yeah, they're still trying to land on me, but whoa, 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 well, I almost died. I walked right into a nice little spider web, and I don't think it was just the spider web that I ran into. I felt something. I don't think I got bit or anything, so I think I'm good. You know, guess we'll find out. I don't see any marks where I felt something. I felt it on my hand, so I don't think you know, well, just be careful. A lot of webs out here, but I think we're okay. My hand starts swelling up, I guess I know what number to call. But I don't see any marks on my hand. It'll be all right. Guys, stay safe out here on trail. Be careful recording YouTube videos. You know. I mean, I kind of saw the web coming, but it's just didn't really think much of it. Just another web to swat out of the way. But they're everywhere. It's getting warm out here, guys. What I was gonna say was, I didn't check to see if the tide was low or not, or high. So sometimes when it's high tide and you decide to do this trail, you'll come out on the beach section and you'll have to walk through the water along the beach stretch, or you can turn back around. Now, one time we came out here, and I wish it was one of the ones where we filmed it. We didn't film on that day. Came out here with the kids and my mother-in-law, and it was kind of an adventure. We got up to the beach access, which that is a 1 mile stretch back to the parking lot. But we got there and it was all water. It was all the way, the ocean was all the way up to the shore, and I mean, it was shallow. You could see where you were walking. You had to walk around some, you know, some like trees and branches and things like that that were, you know, you had to be careful, but it was a fun little adventure to wade through the water on our way back. But we didn't have to. We could have turned around. So I would say check your tide charts, which I wasn't worried about it today. I figured if it was high tide, I was going to roll up my pants legs and hold my shoes and have a little fun and show it on camera. But I do think it's low tide. I think we'll be able to walk on the beach. And what's cool about this beach, or this section of the beach, is it kind of has a Cumberland Island feel. And what I mean by that, it's a very isolated section of beach that not a lot of people are going to come down to this far of a section. They're not going to hike a mile down from the parking lot to set up. So generally it's pretty desert, or deserted, I guess would be the word. And it just feels like you're on an island all by yourself. So we'll see what it looks like when we get there. And should be not too long from now. I find that pretty interesting. The remains of a tree, it's like it's all dried up or whatever. Almost looks like a roll of carpet or something. It's pretty cool. Should see another mile marker coming up before too long. I do have the miles marked on the forested portion of the trail. Oh, speaking of all these spider webs, you see them? All right, we're getting close to the beach. About to hit the last little section of dunes and stuff before we get out on the beach, and it's pretty much a flat walk unless it's high tide, then it's walking through water, but we'll come out. So we probably did about 2 miles or a little over. I probably missed a mile marker somewhere, but I want to say it's probably around 2.5 miles when it comes out near the beach. So I know the sign says 4 back there, but I feel like it's more like 3.5 mile trail, but you know, could be, I could be wrong, but pretty cool dune restoration area. Pretty high dunes up there. Hard to tell on camera, but this little section is probably the worst part of the trail. I like ups and downs, but through the soft sand, it's definitely a lot more difficult. But we are getting closer to the beach. Oh, turtle. You can see the turtle right there. I already got a close-up. Very cool. Very cool. I've been so preoccupied with just getting out of this wooded area with all the webs and the bugs that I almost missed that turtle. Sometimes you just gotta slow down and appreciate what God gives you. And now we're getting to the point where we can hear the ocean. So we're coming out of it. And I tell you what, it is humid out here. I'm going to enjoy this last mile of beach walk, but let me take you along with me as we approach the beach. Beautiful scenery out here. This truly is, minus the bugs and the heat and things like that, this truly is one of my favorite trails in North Florida, if not my favorite. You know, I drove about 45 minutes to get here, and I'll do it again. So I contemplated doing something a little bit closer to home. I could have gone to like Fort Clinch and hiked out there, and the multi-use trails out there are nice and they're, you know, challenging, but the scenery is pretty redundant, and I wanted the variety that is here. And I know you can't really tell, but it's like a mountain up there of a sand dune. I don't know if you can see it. Probably not, I can see it, but these dunes are just monstrous. But we are approaching the shore, and like I said, I'm not going to be surprised if it's completely deserted and it feels like you're on an island all by yourself, because that's what the benefit of hiking this trail. Otherwise, I mean, there's usually a good amount of people on the other section of the beach near the parking lot, but how many people are going to hike a mile and some change to set up down here? So it kind of gives you that Cumberland Island feel. Just beautiful, guys. Look at this. I am literally on an island all by myself. This is just beautiful. So I tell you what, if you're willing to either walk a mile down here or hike the trail up to this section, you will be rewarded with solitude out here. I mean, you can see like one person down there walking, but about a mile back that way, we get to the parking lot and end our day for the hike. But let's enjoy some ocean for a second. Ain't gotta tell me twice. Let's go enjoy some ocean for a second as we walk along the beach back to the car. Just to get my feet wet, that's all. Maybe my shin. Let's see what the temperature's like. Man. Yes. Oh yes, the water feels great. Water feels good, cooling off. The boat now. I'm surprised there's really not much of an ocean breeze out here. It's not much of a breeze at all, but you know, not that I picked a great time to come out for a hike, but I still picked the best time to come out for a hike. And this ocean water on my shin, just below my knees, all the way down, feels fantastic. You know, I guess I could have brought some swim shorts and come out here, but nah, I wasn't gonna wear my swim shorts on the trail with all the potential bugs. So it is what it is. Just enjoying this little walk. Got about a mile back to the car, guys. If you've enjoyed this little video, go ahead and do us a favor. You hear it by all the YouTubers. Hit us a like. Ooh, pelicans, I don't know if you can see that. That's pelicans right there. But do us a favor, hit the like button, subscribe. If you leave a comment, all those things, what they do is it just pushes the algorithm. It shows the algorithm, oh, people are watching and liking this content, and what they'll do is they'll suggest it to others. So we really appreciate that. We're not asking you to pay anything. We're just asking you hit that thumbs up and subscribe. And we love you. God bless. Until we meet again.